Yo! Happy damn Friday night, everybody. Happy damn Friday night. We're here. We made it through another week. Another week of whatever you went through, I went through. First week of new job. Hey, super excited to go back to work. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. I'm very blessed to have a job. But it's still work. And at least it's training where it's not like real work. It's kind of like fake work right now, you know. It's work, but kind of sort of, but not really. Anyways, I had a subscriber. I think he's a subscriber. Might be a member. I don't know. I didn't have time to really look into a lot of everything. I've been kind of busy, but reached out to me on one of the INIBUILDS Neo version 2 videos I did, and wanted me to do a whole flight tutorial front to back, you know, with all the systems and everything, which is cool. I don't mind doing that. And then he wanted the secret sauce. He wanted to know like what goes into doing all the, you know, what kind of camera, key binding, stuff like that. So we're gonna do that here in a minute. I just need to put something up. Oops, I need to put something up in this here chat. Let's go live. Gotta put my PayPal in there. Gotta grift just a little bit. Let me flip this shit so I can see what I'm doing. Nope. Let me go to my channel here. And we're gonna go to here. Oh, there we are. Let me put this up in the chat. There we go. Let me pin this mug to the top. Pin it. Oh, shit. All right. So let me show you a couple things first. So whenever I decide to do a flight, any flight actually, it's not just not just airliners, any flight. I always go to FlightAware first. And I go down to aircraft type, typically. And I usually start at the bottom, because a lot of the like weird planes, not many of them are flying. You know, like the Beechcraft 18 or the Bay 146. You know, like here's a Tecnam 2006. I have that plane. You know, you can see I clicked on it before. It's in purple. You know, so I go through here and I kind of get an idea of what's flying. Here's the Bronco. You know, so I'll click on it, you know, and I'll see what it's doing. So, right, this one is probably just a training mission. But, you know, I usually click on the identification. And, you know, if there's no to and from for the airports, or if it's a really long flight, like this one's almost 3 hours, I'll go down here into the history and like, look, okay, so on the 17th here, it flew from Chico Regional to, you know, Sacramento McLean. So I'll click on this, right? And I'll get an idea of what runways they take off from and the route, and I'll try to recreate it. Most flights in America and Australia will have the actual waypoints here. So this is the first place I go. Then if I'm trying to get super real with it, I'll go to flight stats, which I don't have saved here. Let me see if I can. Well, you know what? I have it saved as a picture. So, like for this particular flight we're doing tonight, right? I'll go to flight stats. I'll type in the, you know, the identification, you know, the flight information, and it'll usually pull up, you know, the terminal, the gate, and all that. But then, like tonight, I know I could put the actual tail number in for this flight. So, if you click on View Details or Get Details, I think it is, it'll give you the actual tail number. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Fuck. Give me a minute. All right. So, sorry about that. All right. So, like tonight, I can actually put the real tail number in. So, flight stats, sometimes you have to be pretty accurate. Hello, mate! Sometimes you need to be kind of accurate on this website of flight stats. A lot of times it won't find the airplane. But this time, it only goes back 4 days. So, if you're trying to look up something before that, you're not going to be able to find it. But like tonight, we can plug in the tail number. So we can try to keep it extra real. So again, I go to FlightAware first, pick out an airplane, sometimes very obscure. And then I try to recreate it the best I can. So that's how I start. Then I usually go into SimBrief. I guess we'll do SimBrief now. Let me oh wait, do I have SimBrief here? Oh, I do it. Ooh, yes. Well, we can go there too. We're gonna have to go there in a minute. After this, I'll pull up all the equipment I use so you can see what kind of equipment I use. All the magic. Oh, this is the wrong website. Damn, Greg. Come on, Greg. Get your shit together. What up, Chicago? What's up, dude? SimBrief. All right. All right. So, I go to dashboard. I'll click on create flight. And then I'll type in, the... Oh, shit, I gotta turn around. The other laptop I'm using is behind me here. So I type in IBE. And then, like, this one is 31... 3181. Taking off from Heathrow. Landing in Madrid. And then, when did this sucker take off? So, it took off at about 6:15. So I believe they are 1 hour ahead of UTC time. Oh, lobster mac and cheese. God, you're making me hungry. I got a bowl of Korean that I'm waiting to devour, but I'm doing good, man. Good. It's a good week at work, even though it's work. But all in all, it was good. So I think London is an hour ahead of GMT. So, we'll just plug in. We'll just pretend that was the case. So we'll do the 22nd at like 7:15. Not that this really makes a difference. All right, and click apply. Then we find our aircraft type. So we got A20N. All right. Now, typically, you don't need to play with this default here, but if the aircraft you don't find is in there, you can, try to bring it in from here. Or you can upload your own, depending on your type of account, and like store it in here if you want. I never really touch anything in this section here except for fuel factor. Sometimes I'll plug in more fuel than I need. None of this stuff really matters for simulation purposes, anyways. You can choose your flight plan layout. I always leave Lido on, which I believe is Lufthansa's. But anyways, the rest of these confuse the hell out of me the way they're laid out. I mean, they have Lufthansa and Delta, and I think that's Air Berlin, British Airways, JetBlue, KLM. They have, if you want to see what it looks like, you can click on it. I don't know how accurate it is. But same information for the flight plan, just laid out differently. Every airplane in the simulator runs on the new AIRAC, except the PMDG 737 series. For that one, you need to go all the way back to AIRAC 2204, which is the last AIRAC they used. It hasn't been updated. Well, I shouldn't say they used it. Maybe on PC it's updated, but on Xbox, they're still running on 2204, which doesn't cause problems at all. The FMC will accept everything from 2204. However, if you're going to throw it in the Navigraph and look at like departures and arrivals, you may run into a little bit of an issue, but you know, anyways, that's what they use. Instrument flight rules, our block time. I usually leave these standard. I'm guessing they take into account wind and all that. Right, okay, so yeah, so on PC, thank you, Chicago. So on PC, yeah, PC is probably not the same air rack as Xbox. They're probably running on the current one there, so. I never touch anything in here unless I have to. If it's a certain type of propeller plane, it'll come back sometimes under the flight plan that, you know, the max, you know, weight has been reached. So in that point, sometimes I'll change the alternate airport to one that's a lot closer. Sometimes I'll reduce the passengers. But yep, so here we go. So here's the route that came back calculated. It looks like this is from Euro Central. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Eurocontrol. They have VATSIM. They have SimBrief. You can make your own if you want. So I usually just leave the first one. Unless there's no airway and I want to have an airway, then I'll click on the different one. So anyway, so this is good. We'll leave that how it is. So we're going to click on Generate Flight. And if you're going to make multiple flight plans, whatever one you generate last is the one that the tablet's going to pull into the system, the one that the flight computer is going to pull in. So if you're making multiple flight plans, whichever one you're going to do first, make sure that's the last one that you generate. So here we go. So here we go. We got, you know, our alternate airport, airtime, block time, initial altitude. So our load sheet. When I'm looking at the flight plan, this is generally what I'm looking at. Here is this sheet here. So I don't remember if that pulls into the Neo or not. We'll find out soon though. So from here, I usually go to Navigraph. I click on Import Flight, import from SimBrief. All right, so we got everything here except for our approach, which could change. I don't know if I'm going to contact the ATC tonight. We'll see. Sometimes lately I've been contacting them to see what runway they want me to land on and then make changes as necessary. So from here, let's click Select. And then here's our available approaches. So it looks like this RNAV approach is probably or this localizer approach. I don't know if I want to do that one. I like this one. Let's do this RNAV. Actually, no, we'll do this ILS one. That's kind of a harsh turn, actually. Possibly. Well, let's do the RNAV one anyways. Fuck it. We're probably going to change by the time we get there. So that pins to the bottom automatically, and then I'll generally go in to charts, and then I'll usually pin the ILS one as well, just in case. So the reason I do that, the main reason I do that, is because usually this RNAV chart doesn't usually have the localizer, not the localizer, but the VOR signal. So a lot of times with at least in the simulator, in RNAV landing, when you click approach, it'll allow you to do a final approach course, which is like a localizer. And it'll allow you to do a glide path, which is similar to a glide slope. It just doesn't take you down all the way. It takes you, I think, the 500 feet over or something like that. So this chart doesn't have that info, but the ILS chart will. So here, so we could type this in 166.45 and click approach, and that'll almost do the same thing as this ILS course. So from here, usually I'll go into the simulator, start everything up, pull it up. I usually have this Navigraph on my tablet or my iPad. You can also look at the flight plan on here as well. So whenever I say, you know, I'm looking at the flight plan, I'm looking at this. So when we are in America, I typically put this in pounds, not kilograms. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I might actually do an application for the flight school around here in the next week. I've been doing some research, my friend. I really would like to do it. But thank you. And by the time I get my license, I've already made so many bad landings that I might have them all out of my system by then. And then and no more bad landings. I just had somebody commenting on a video I did like a year ago, telling me that the landing was really harsh, and I'm like, yeah, it was bad. We still landed, but it was bad. But anyways, so now behind the scenes stuff. So I do have a microphone. I do have a camera. Let me go through. Let me go through some of that stuff. I don't know what order these are in, so we're just gonna start at the bottom and work our way to the top. It's like 6 or 7 pictures. So, yes, okay, my Chanchao keyboard and mouse. So, I decided to not sink a lot of money into this because I'm not making money doing this, really. So, if and when I, you know, start actually being able to, you know, do this maybe full time, I will sink more money into better equipment. But for now, this is what it is. So this keyboard, by the way, is awesome. The mouse is awesome. The mouse doesn't have a really long cable, but the keyboard works great. The mouse works great. It's got 5 buttons on the mouse too. So, you know, it's made for gaming. This set, it was $20 when I bought it. It's $20 now. It's a great deal. Let's see here. What's next on the list here? Oh, yes, the microphone. So, again, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So, I bought this microphone. This microphone is actually really good. It does come with a windscreen. This Audio Pro. It's got a, you know, a mute button here, volume. You can monitor as well. It's got an audio jack where you can plug your headphones directly into it, so you can listen to your voice before any effects. Because on OBS, I have a ton of effects on the microphone. So the way I have the microphone with OBS, I guess I could put the settings in. Yeah, progress is everything. You're right. Yeah, I'll have to type out the settings one day. Maybe I'll put them in the chat later. But I found a video on YouTube about like how to prioritize the filters. So I have the microphone cranked all the way up, and then I have OBS filtering everything. So no matter how loud I talk or how soft I talk, the volume stays the same. And that's done with different filters and stuff like that. Oh, actually, no, I could probably look it up now, actually. Let me see here. Audio, let me click on audio. Let me go to filters. Right, so I have gain, then a noise gate, then noise suppression, then a 3-band equalizer, then an expander, then a compressor, and then a limiter. In those orders, because you have to have them in a certain order, otherwise it won't sound right. So this really surprised me, this microphone. It's really good. It's easy to set up. You know, it works good. That one is flight stats. Let's see, we got this one here. Yes, my Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight stick. This flight stick is awesome. Now, I bought it on sale. I think it was like $99, but even at $130, it's a really good deal. It comes with its own app to update the firmware and to do some other settings, but it's got two levers you can throw that have buttons you can lock into place. So there's 4 buttons on each side. When you lock the levers in place, you can do alternate settings for these buttons. It's got 2 hat switches up top. It's got 2 toggle switches. It's got a roller for you know, trim. You can push it in as well. It's got a trigger in the front, which you can use for brakes or for guns. And it's got a digital readout on top. So if you're using it for PC or for Xbox and whatever settings you have, it shows up on top there. It's Really easy to set up. It's pretty much just plug and play. Yeah, that's that. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, next go. So here's the camera I use. Now this camera does have a microphone built into it. And the only bad thing about this camera is that there's no auto zoom. Now for me, that's okay because I'm not like putting like stuff up to it or moving around a lot. So for me, it's okay. But when you get it and you download the driver for it, it gives you a whole like 2 pages of settings you can do for, you know, the aperture setting for, you know, the light and zooming in, zooming out. You know, it's really good how the angle of the camera. Now it just stands right on the back of my laptop, and yeah, it's a really good camera. I was most surprised about this camera. I really thought it was going to be complete shit, but it's actually pretty good. All right, let's see here. 14. I think this is flight stats again. I think, yeah, flight stats again. Almost done. So I decided in order to really go into 1080p range or higher, I need to have a good HDMI cable that goes from the Xbox to the capture card. So this is what I bought this for. So this goes up to, you know, 144 hertz, Dolby surround sound, HDMI, 48 gigabyte, you know, per speed. I mean, it's good. Oh, I didn't realize I got 2 cables. I got to find the other cable. Damn, I wonder what I did with that shit. Oh, well. I know where one is because I'm using it. I wonder where the other cable went. Maybe I gave it to one of my kids. All right, this is flight stats again, I think. I'm not sure why it's uploaded so many times. All right, let's see here. We got, yep, the capture card. So now this does say for Nintendo Switch, but it works for my Xbox. I got it because it runs 1080p, 60 frames a second. And now, even though I'm not streaming at 60 frames a second, a lot of times the videos that I've been doing lately, the no commentary ASMR videos or whatever, I've been upgrading them to 60 frames a second. So the software, the program I use, which I'm going to show you before we fly, I can actually export it to my hard drive at 60 frames a second. So depending on how much memory it is, if it's a really long video, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but so far it hasn't been a problem. But this is a very good capture card. It's got an audio out, audio where you can listen to it, it's USB, and it's got the 2 HDMIs on the other side. And then I needed a high-end Cat 8 cable or something of that nature. I run the internet that I have is almost a gigabyte per second through Ethernet. And you know, if I was going to stream, I didn't want there to be any hiccups with Wi-Fi or a shitty Cat 8 cable. And for $6, you know, it's great. So I believe that's it for all the behind. Yep. So that's it for all the like the hardware. Now, as far as like software and stuff for editing, there's 2 that I use. One's CapCut. Ooh, what setting? Hang on, I usually save these pictures. Yellowstone. Oh, I already have this one. Yeah, I got a ton of them. Like if you like, if Bing picks, I got a ton of these. Like every time I log into my laptop, I save one. So CapCut's really good. There's a lot of good free software, you know, editing software you can do in here for transitions and effects, and you know, the main one I use mainly because I paid for it by accident. I thought I was signing up for a free 14-day trial. I wound up paying $90 for the year. So don't do what I did. Don't click checkout. I thought checking out was taking me to the next page. But this is really easy to, you know, you just click on new project. Yeah. Yeah, $90 for the year. And then there's no way to cancel it either. The only way you can cancel it is if like it just doesn't work on your computer. Other than that, like if you bought it by accident, you're screwed. So, but this makes editing very easy. You know, you just import the video you want. I don't think I have any right now, do I? Oh yeah, here's like the DC6 video I did, right? So you just import it, you just drop it down on the line, and then you just go from there. This thing, it's amazing what you can do with this software. I mean, I could spend 3 or 4 hours going over everything that you can do with this, but different transitions, effects, you know, texting, audio, where you can bring in your own music, stock media, which is how I got the opening scene that I've been using lately. I got all the airplane footage from here. I just dragged it down to whatever line I wanted, you know, put the music underneath of it, and then just did some transitions with slowing and speeding things up and things like that, just to kind of give it another layer to it. But that's kind of all the behind the scenes stuff. Now, you don't need all this stuff, you know, like when I first got started streaming, I was just using the it's good though. Yeah, oh yeah, it's really good, and it's easy to use, which I like, because I'm not very tech savvy, but like I know how to edit and stuff like that. I used to do it in a recording studio years ago with like all that kind of, you know, recording software for music. So but yeah, when I first got started, I was just using the camera on the laptop and the microphone on the laptop, and that was it. You know, it wasn't until maybe February that I bought a camera, or March maybe, bought a camera and started doing all this. So let me switch the HDMI back to the Xbox. Oh, come on, bitch. That hole was tight. It didn't want to come out. And I hope I got the spider that was in my house. So sometimes we get spiders in my house, like everybody does, and sometimes we get what's called cricket spiders here in Maryland. Cricket spiders are nasty. I do not like them. They jump really far, and it looks like a hybrid between a spider and a cricket. Hence the name spider cricket. Well, I was finishing up work, and I caught out of the corner of my eye. You know, like how you catch a bug out of the corner of your eye? I caught out of the corner of my eye this little thing darting across the floor. So I went to go get it, and the motherfucker jumped. And it was just a baby, man. This thing jumped so far. I was like, damn. I got it, though. At least I think I got it. Man, I hate those things. We don't get them too often. Let me knock on some wood. Actually, that's not real wood. Let me find a stud. Okay. All right, let me turn my laptop off. My other laptop, the brand new laptop that I can't use OBS with, because it pretty much breaks the computer. But I can edit. I can edit on it, and I can do everything else on it. So, all right, let me turn my volumes up. How come I can't? Oh, my controller's not on. That's why I can't hear. Is my mouse still connected? Very good. All right, any 777s? No 777s yet. Oh. Yeah, dude, that was good today, man. You picking out that that airplane. It almost looks like this right here. This is the B-18. I have a B-18, so when I saw the tail on the back today, I was like, yeah, that looks like a B-18. But yeah, it was a B-25. Oh yeah, millipedes. And then in my old house, we used to get centipedes, which really freaked the fuck out of me. Like, those things scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I have you know, I have the Beechcraft B-18, which, you know, looks just like that airplane that you sent the picture of today, except there's no tail gun on the back. So when I first looked it up, I just typed in, yeah, oh yeah, I had a centipede drop on me one night in the old house off the ceiling onto my chest while I was laying in bed. This is when I was still married, man. Man, that thing scared the hell out of me. But yeah, I just typed in like old military plane, small military plane tail gunner, and then like, yeah, it was fucking terrible. And then that picture popped up. I saw the tail number. I plugged it in, and there you go. But yeah, so we don't typically get spiders in the house. I do pay for a service that comes and sprays. Spiders are never really a big problem in the house. Ants are usually the biggest problem. Every once in a while, we'll get a spider in here. So I just vacuum them up. But yeah, regular spiders, I'm kind of okay with. But those other ones, those cricket spiders, nah, you can keep them. So, all right, so I did a little research on where this plane took off from, and I didn't realize that non-British Airways will use Terminal 5. However, Gate A4, according to Heathrow, is right around here. Now, we don't have Gate A4, so we're just going to use 505 instead. Gate A4 is the fourth one over up top here, so we're just going to use that one tonight. Now we're flying, since this gentleman is from Spain, we're flying an IBERIA A320neo, which we had delivery for. I was hoping to use one of these special liveries, but we'll do that another day. Just California Air United, or, you know, Trans Brazil, Southwest, which I don't think they've ever flown a Neo. But yeah, I downloaded this one livery pack, and it's got all kinds of cool, like, alternative liveries for a lot of the airplanes. But we also got the tail number and then the flight info. So when we see the ATC yelling at us, we'll know who they're talking to. So before I fly, let me delete the cache real quick. That's always a good thing to do before you... Oh, yeah, you wanted to see key bindings too, bud. My bad. All right, let me delete the cache real quick, and then I'll show you the key bindings. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with key bindings, just because it's user specific. You know, I mean, like, what works for me may not work for you, but I'll give you a good idea of what I do. So really, there's a sim rate controller that comes with it. I just use the default sim rate controller for my Xbox controller. Now, if you're going to get a flight stick, let me know in the comments, and, you know, I'll review, like, the flight stick in detail. For the mouse, I use the mouse pretty much to look up and down. Like, I'll use the mouse, so button 4 is the button in the back with your thumb. I'll hold that in, and then I can move up and down, side to side. That's how I like if you're going to look up or down or look side to side, that's how I do that. And then when I'm in the VFR screen, I can use the wheel to zoom in or out. You can grab the world map, you know, so it's pretty much just basic, you know, basic button configuration. I didn't do a whole lot of extra work. This set nose wheel to steering limit, mouse number 5, that's the 5th button. That's for the F-14 Tomcat. This button needs to be clicked on that plane in order to engage the autopilot. But yeah, I just, you know, it's just kind of a regular setup. Nothing special with the keyboard either. You know, if you have trouble setting up something, let me know, you know, and I'll try to help you out. But I mean, the controls are really user specific. You know, what works for me may not work for you, but all right, let's get going here. So we got gate 505. We got real weather's on. Let's throw this back to the 22nd. What, bitch? Come on now. All right, July 22nd. And we'll change the time when we get in there. Yeah, there's not many things that freak me out either, man. But having that centipede fall on my chest, that was it. I was done at that. Like, I think I slept with the lights on that night. My wife was very upset that I slept with the lights on, but that bitch didn't fall on her, it fell on me. Ever since then, that was about 15, I guess about 15 years ago now. Ever since that night, I check my room before I go to sleep now for any kind of bugs. I don't care if I'm drunk, if I'm tired. I look around just to make sure there's nothing on the ceiling that I'm going to miss that's going to fall on me again. That shit was terrifying. Having a centipede drop on you like that. Ugh. Man. Shit was terrible. Oh yeah, let me pull up the flight on my tablet. I think tomorrow is going to be Subnautica, No Man's Sky type day. Now that I've got some cool shit on No Man's Sky, I got a big freighter that I commandeered. All right, let's try to get close to the time. Man, it's really bright there at 5:30 in the morning. All right, so the first thing I do, well, you know, maybe I should use, well, I'm trying to think if I should use my flight stick for this. Yeah, let me get my flight stick connected. Give me a second. I wasn't going to use the flight stick, but I'll use it. Give me a second. Let me get that thing connected. I now have it, I bought some double stick Velcro tape that I now use with the flight stick because I was running into an issue where I'd pull back on the flight stick and the whole thing would come up. So then I'd be forced to kind of fly with one hand and hold the base with the other hand, and that was no good. So now I have some double stick Velcro tape. Now it moves a bit still, but at least it stays still. It doesn't pull up. All right, let me connect this cable. I will show you one thing I have done with the flight stick when as far as a setting, especially for these type of planes that have reversers. Boy, bending over as an old man is a lot of fun. Let's see here. Let's plug you in. Come on now. Let's get you some juice. Oop, wrong hole. I hate putting it in the wrong hole, but sometimes it happens. All right, keep default. All right, let me go to control options. So 738 should work. I think I have a Neo. Let me just double check. I erased a lot of the profiles that I have. I used to have one profile for like every airplane, but it's too cumbersome to scroll through them all. Maybe the new simulator when it comes out will let you click a button like an arrow and it'll just give you a drop down for all your flight sticks. All right, condition levers, new helicopter, default. Okay, so 738 is going to be it. Okay. So when you're landing in these planes, you know, they have the reversers that come on. Well, I wasn't having any luck activating the reversers with the levers on this flight stick, even when it was programmed. So what I did was buttons number 1 and 2 I have for engines now. So oops, hang on a second. So come on. So button 2 decreases the throttle. So now when I land, I can hold this button in. It'll activate the reversers. And then I have button number 1 set up as... Sorry. I'm not used to... Oh, this is new. Oh, look at that. That's new. This is... Must be from a new update. I haven't used the flight stick since the update. So button number 1 I have set up as increased throttle. The rest of the buttons I have it, you know, one for landing gear, one for braking, one for altitude hold. Like I have, yeah, that one's heading hold. Then I also have localizer hold, approach hold, and then altitude. That's all on the right side. Yo, what up, Frank? So, anyways, all right, let's get going. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? How's Friday night in New York City treating you? Good old New York City. All right. So when I first get in this airplane, I just go to options first. And I just make sure everything is set up for how I want it. You know, we're in Europe, so we're using kilograms and meters. You know, metric system. The IRS, which is the navigation, I got to set the fast. This links all the instruments like the altimeters and things like that. Disconnect the auto tiller, rudder, I just leave that for yes. I use this no, since I'm bringing it in from SimBrief. And then I just leave the keyboard on screen. I always have that enabled. That really helps. And then otherwise, sometimes you can't input certain things. So I always have it enabled. Now I'm going to go here first, and I'm going to set the throttles, okay? So let's reset the calibration. We're going to leave no for this on reverse axis. So that means that we don't want the reversers coming on from the slider here, from the lever. So we're going to click no. All right, begin. Let's reset. All right, let's begin calibration. So we're going to set idle thrust. Now we're going to set climb thrust. Now we're going to manage speed mode. And then toga mode. And now we're all set. So now when I move my levers, you know, I can see it. So, all right, now we can close this. That's all set up. So let's go to dashboard. Let's click on SimBrief. Here's our flight plan. We don't need to search the METAR because we got it here. Here's our flight plan that I showed you a little bit ago. Ground, I never touch the doors. I mean, you can if you want. I never do it. Cabin lighting, we can put some cabin lighting on. We got the GPU connected. We got chocks on. Let's connect the jetway. Oh, you know what? There's no sound on yet. Hang on, let me put the sound on. And if you want to toggle catering and luggage, you certainly can. We'll do pushback later. This opens the door automatically for you. Payload, I'm going to do here in a minute once I get the airplane put on. Panel state, you can control how you want the airplane to start up for you. We're doing cold and dark, so we don't need to click it. Takeoff we'll take care of here in a little bit once we find out which runway we're going to be taking off on. So, ground power is connected. Let's turn on the batteries and then activate the ground power. So let's go up here. Let's click on batteries 1 and 2. Oh, hang on a second. Let me plug in my... I was wondering why I can't hear anything. I don't have the headphones connected. Okay. So let's click on batteries 1 and 2. Pretty sure I have the battery connected. Okay, yep, I do. Alright. Now, with this airplane... With this airplane, anything with white lettering needs to be interacted with. So let's turn on this crew supply. We don't need to worry about the fuel just yet. Let's come down here. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's turn on the signs. And then let's go up one click, put on the logo, the nav lights. We'll align the IRS here in a moment. Next thing I usually do when I get in this airplane is I make sure that the lights are okay, which they usually are. So here's the pedestal light right here. These are floodlights. If you want to activate floodlights, you can. There's other lights under here as well, which you can play with. This light here is for the overhead light. And then we have lighting right here. And it's the same on the other side as well. But this is for all the different screens. Alright, let's bring in the let's do some damage down here on this here computer. This here computer. So let's go to initialization. Now, even though we're going to be bringing this in from SimBrief, I always type in the 2 in the front. So let's do EGLL /LEMD for Madrid. Let's click turn. Alright, so now this will be ready when we initialize it. What I want to do now, because it takes some time to do, is come back over here. Let's click on the payload. We're going to import from SimBrief. We're going to apply the load. And we're just going to do fast. So it'll take 5 minutes. Now, I'm not going to touch this tablet again until this is all done. Gives you a time here. It used to give you a spinning icon, but it'll give you time here. So, all right, let's align the IRS now. So for that, we want to just put these on nav. So go 1, 2, and 3. And now let's click IRS initialization. Now these should be the correct coordinates. If you want to double check them, let's go back to our flight plan. Let's click on OFP and let's go down to the actual flight plan, and we can see that we have Heathrow is north 5128, west something. So that looks about right to me over here. We can now click align and turn. So that's aligning right now. Let's go ahead and click on flight plan. Oh, I'm sorry, not flight plan. MCDU menu. Hang on, I don't see what I'm looking for. Hang on a second. Now maybe I'll get it after after it aligns. There used to be a button where you could bring in the flight plan. I don't see it anymore. Let's wait for this to finish aligning and then we'll see if we can bring it in. 1 minute. I mean, if we have to type it in, it's no big deal, but there used to be a button to bring in the flight plan. Alright, very good. So let's click clear. That's done. Yeah, I do not see this. Just go through the screens real quick. I don't see the icon anymore to bring in the flight plan. It used to be on this page here. I guess we'll just have to type it in. Hang on, I don't think the... See, I don't think this needs to be turned on. We need this to talk to the ATC. That is really weird. It looks like it went away with the last update. Because it used to be right on this initialization page. We used to be able to bring it right in. I'm wondering if it's because I... You know what, let me restart real quick. I wonder if it's because I brought in the... Because I typed in this real quick. I wonder if that's... No, I don't feel like restart. We'll just type it all in. Alright, so let me bring up the flight plan. Yeah, we'll just type it all in. Let me talk to the ATC real quick and see where they want us to take off from. That is really strange that we can't bring in flight plan anymore. Oh well, let's type it in. Alright, so our flight number is IBE 3181. I wonder if it went away with the last update. Alright, our cost index is 5. And we are cruising at 39,000 feet today, so 390. There we go. Let's click on flight plan. Let's click on top line here on the left, EGLL. Let's click departure. We're taking runway 27 right. So let's click the up arrow. Oh, never mind, it's right here. 22nd right. And we are doing GOGS 2F. And there's no transition. Transition is actually GOGSy, but it doesn't show here. So let's click insert. Very good. Let's click the up arrow. Now from GOGSy, we are picking up a highway. So let's click on GOGSy to the left of it. Let's click on Airways. And let's type in N621. N621. And we are taking that to SAM, so let's type in SAM. And let's insert that. So there we go. Now from SAM, we're taking another airway, so let's click on SAM. Let's do Airways again. Let's type in M195. We are taking that to MARUK. Let's type that in. Very good. Let's insert that. From Maruk, we are taking another airway. So let's click on Airways again. Let's type in N621 again. So let's type in N621. Taking that to LELNA. Let's insert that. Now from from Lenla, we're going to Novan, so let's go ahead and click on Lenla. Let's type in Novan. Novan. Click next waypoint. Ah, very good. I was hoping this would happen. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. But let's go ahead and let's go to our flight plan. Alright, it's a little cumbersome sometimes moving around when using a mouse and the flight stick. Let's look at Novan here. Now, if you have Navigraph up, you can always check it out there. But let's look at Novan here. But we can see Novan here is north 4619, west, something. So we can see it's this top one here, which would make sense anyways, that it's 300 and some miles away, not halfway around the world. So let's click the top line and let's insert that. And now from Novan, we're going to DLog, so let's click on Novan. Let's type in DLog. We're almost done typing all this in. DLog, click on Next. Click on Insert. Now, if you make a mistake, instead of clicking Insert, just click Erase. It'll take you back to the screen. So, after DLog, we are picking up one more airway, but we're not gonna type it in just yet. Let's go ahead and put in our arrival. So click on the white LEMD. Don't click on the green one, click on the white one. That says destination, see? So let's click on here. Let's click arrival. And we're planning on doing RNAV-Z 18 left. So let's click on RNAV-Z 18 left. Here we go. And NONT is our arrival. Let's click insert. Now we have one more waypoint to put in. right? So after D-log, we're going to enter an airway, but non-2 is going to be the end of the airway, okay? So let's click on D-log. Let's click on airway. We have N864. Type in NON non-2, NONTU. Now, if you want to just look at it in the flight plan, you can click on this just to see how, see if it connects. I already know it connects, so let's click on that. And now we have our flight plan. However, we need to fix it. See, we have this discontinuity here, and then we have two of the same waypoints, right? So let's go ahead and click clear, and let's clear out this non-2. We don't want to clear out this one because this one is the part of the airway that we're on. So let's click clear now and click on discontinuity, and there we go. We are golden as can be now. Click on flight plan. Now let's double check the flight plan that it looks good. So let's come on up here. Let's put this on plan. Put that on 20 or 40. Let's click the button for constraints. That'll give us any info on those waypoints, altitude constraints, speed constraints. So what we're going to do now is just click the up arrow until we go through the whole thing. Just to make sure it connects and it all makes sense. Yep, looks good. So we can click flight plan again. The airplane should be done being loaded. So let's go ahead and turn on the APU now, because we're getting ready to back up. So put on pump number 2 there. Click this APU master. Wait a few seconds. Click the start button. And then you can click bleed now if you want to. Alright, let's go back to ground here. Let's release the jetway. Let's go back to payload. So this should all be done now. So we should be able to go right to our initialization section again. Click on init again. Let's go to the next page. And we should be able just to click on these buttons now. Yep, see, it brought it in. So click on fuel planning. And then click on this top number again. And then now click on block. And there we go, everything is put in there. Let's go to performance. And we're going to change the pressure first, and then we're going to work on finding out what our speeds are. So let's go to takeoff. Let's go to 27 right. Let's click sync. And it brings in the weight, everything. Okay, our altimeter is still 1013, so that's fine. This is all good. Let's click calculate. And there we go. Let's send this to the flight management system. And now we can confirm data. We do have to do one more thing here. We have to type in the flap and the trim, okay? So, flaps are 1. I know it says 1 plus, but we don't have that as an option, so 1. And then we have 0.5 up. So we're going to type that in. /0.5 up. There we go. Now it's all done. Now everything is good. Everything is in. I still don't know why it wouldn't bring in the flight plan, but it was okay. Saw how it gets typed in, so that's good. Let's come here to performance. We'll leave that there where it is. Let's back up and let's get out of here. So that's done. Oh, that looks good. We'll turn on the transponder in a moment. Let's put on our beacon light. We can turn off the external power now. Let's go ahead and disconnect the external power from outside. We can remove the chocks. Toggle the GPU. Make sure our parking brake is on. It is. So let's toggle pushback. Alright. Now let's do it this way though. Let's click half. Wait for him to connect, then we'll remove the parking brake. Alright, let's remove the parking brake. Let's come over here, let's turn on all the rest of the fuel. Let's put our strobes on auto. Put this on arc for now. Actually, put it on nav. We'll put GigaChad over here on plan. Start getting him to turn us. Let's get an engine going. Let's put that on start. I think that's good enough. We can click stop. Put our parking brake back on. Turn on the other engine. Takeoff page. Now down here, let's go ahead and turn on our transponder. We're going to set this to auto. And then we're going to put this on above, since we want traffic above us, since we're taking off. We have our weather system as well. First officer, I usually have him do all weather. Well, I'll do all weather for me. We'll put him on path. Let's put this on. Either one or two is fine. Auto. And then if you want to adjust the brightness of the weather when it shows up, it's this little dial right here. Alright, engines are sounding good. Now our V2 speed looks like it's 155. So I'm going to program that in here. 155, we got that. And I don't think we have any altitude constraints, so Flight level 8. No, do we have any? Hang on, let me see. We might have an altitude constraint with this takeoff. Let me look at the chart. And we're ready to taxi. To 6,000. Yeah, we do have an altitude constraint of 6,000 for a while with this takeoff, so we're gonna plug in 6,000. Now you have 1,000 or you have hundreds. You can do so. Let's do 6,000. Flight directors are already on. LS is for landing. We don't need to worry about that. We got our VORs off, which is good. All right, let's taxi out. Let's put the ignition back on normal. Let's move our flaps down to 1. Now for taxiing, they recommend max brake. And we can put our brake fan on as well. That keeps the brakes cool. And we can also turn off the APU now as well. So let's turn off the bleed. And turn off the APU, let that cool down. Put on our taxi lights. Alright, let's taxi. Remove the parking brake. Let's give it some fuel. We are out. Out like a fat kid in dodgeball. Now we can see on the screen there our takeoff checklist. We'll do that as we get closer. It's only a few things. Oh, it's really only 2 things. Lighting the cabin, though, and arming the spoilers. Goodbye, Terminal 5. Thanks for letting us visit you for a while. If you get me stuttering, I apologize. It's my fault. I have photogrammetry on right now, and not anytime, but most of the time when photogrammetry is on and you're at an airport, especially on Xbox and stutters, even on the Series X with all 12 teraflops flopping around, it still is a problem. Terminal 2 right there, I believe. Terminal 3. I think it's 5, 4, must be 3. Yeah, Heathrow's got a cool system. It's like all underground. They got this train that goes like underground the whole airport, dropping you off at those different terminals. Pretty cool. Like Atlanta. Atlanta's got the same type of thing. Dallas has something similar. I think those are the only airports I've been to that have a train. Atlanta, Dallas, and Heathrow. I don't remember if Munich had one. I don't think Munich does. Double check our METAR again. Sync. Should be the same. Yep. Still 1013. Now, I chose this airport with this flight because it's one of the, like, the handcrafted airports from Microsoft and Asobo. And we're flying to another one, too, when we're going to Madrid. There was a few other flights I saw, and I wanted to try to use Iberia since you live in Spain. You know, just trying to keep it you know, as close as I can to, you know, what you might have in Spain. I mean, there was tons of flights and Wizz Air and Wulang, ITA. None of them really went to any of the handcrafted airports. I saw this flight. It was a couple hours long. You know, pretty flight as well. I've done it a few times in the Concorde. One time did it in the Concorde, forgot to put the landing gear down. Still landed, but wasn't pretty. When we get to our holding point, we'll take care of that takeoff checklist. Now, if you've seen quite a few of my videos and other people that have seen these videos, you know, typically I like to do like the fixed camera, like on the wing of the airplane, something like that. Can't really do that anymore when I'm climbing or when I'm descending. For some reason, with one of these recent updates that's come out, anytime I do that now, anytime, it takes the plane out of climbing or descending. It just levels the plane off. So I can't do that kind of camera footage anymore. I can do drone footage, and I can do like this, where it's like just around like this. But yeah, I can't do the fixed camera anymore on, you know, parts of the airplane. When we're cruising, it's fine, but climbing, not so much anymore. All right, let's pull up here. Let's wait to get our clearance, and we'll take off. All right, put the thrusters at idle. Park and brake on. Let's put our strobes on. Landing lights. Takeoff lights. Turn this light off. Let's let the cabin know that's part of the checklist. And let's arm the spoilers. Pull that up. Alright, let's turn the brake fan off. And now let's test the takeoff configuration. It's this button right here in front. It says normal, so we are all good to go. If you really want, we can click the clock. You know, if you want to make, you know, you can click on the clock, but we're not gonna. All right, now it says 5:18. I thought this plane took off around 6. Let me see what time it says. Okay, all right, that's UTC time. Okay, very good. All right, let's get out of here. Let's release the parking brake. Let's give it a little juice. Let's line up, and then we're going to go to the back of the runway. We'll take off. Once we get to about 1,500 feet, we're probably going to get a message telling, put ourselves in thruster mode. So we just have to move our thrusters to the right detent. Yeah, it should be this one right here for climb. Now, it would have been nice if you could have programmed that here, but it doesn't have it. So we're just going to move our levers back, and then once it goes in green for thrusters, then, you know, we'll be okay. You'll see what I'm talking about. Let's take off. Let's remove the parking brake. Let's give it a little juice. Engines look good. Alright, let's go toga. I'm sure there's a toga button in real life, but it doesn't work on this aircraft. At least I don't think it does. Oh no, that's a red button. Never mind, don't click the red button. I think that turns off the auto throttle. Now this always says takeoff inhibited on every Airbus now. I don't know why. Not just INIBUILDS, but every Airbus. Oh, I'm sorry, only the Airbus. Only this Airbus. It says it. I don't know why. We said our takeoff was normal. That's what it said on the checklist. Alright, V1. Let's rotate. Gear up. Oh yeah, I figured we were losing speed. Don't take off from behind the airplane. That's bad. Alright, you can see it now says lever climb. So just move your levers back now to lever climb. There we go. Let's engage the autopilot. Autopilot's now engaged. You can see we are in that CL detent right there. Climbing. We can move our slats up here in a minute. Alright, let's move our flaps up. Flaps up, slats up. 20. We're good. We'll level off at 6,000 feet and we'll stay there until we get the go-gi. Until we get the go-see. Oh, there's what's that place called? Yeah, Windsor Castle, that's right. Alright, we're at altitude, so what we can do is just plug in 39,000. I don't know if that's what they would do in real life, but that's what we're doing today. Once we get to GOGSI, we'll interact with this knob here, and that'll put us back in climb mode again. Now, being a simulator, we don't really have to stick to this speed restriction, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm not really sure why they have this kind of height restriction with so many residential around. Maybe it's to keep the noise down, maybe? I don't know. But we see Goegsy's coming up here. It's pretty close. Alright, let's put standard pressure on, so let's interact with this. $6,000 is the transition altitude. Alright, Goegsy is about 6 miles away. Once we get past Goegsy, we'll go ahead and enter our climb again. Right. As soon as we pass Goegsy, we can pull this knob out. I think pulling it out is what activates it. Either pushing it or pulling it. Right, there we go. Yep, pulling it out. So there we go. Now we'll be good up to 39,000 feet, hopefully. Let's let the cabin know. Now I have this set in the settings to automatically respond. It has the co-pilot responding for us to all these commands. We are on our way to Madrid. Yeah. See some hot women, some good food. I don't know about in that order, but landing lights can come off, wing light, and logo light. Put this on 40. If you don't like this view, we can always put it on arc. We have traffic right here we can see. But I like having the rose compass myself. That's why I keep it on this mode. But that's a preference. If you want it on a different mode, you can put it on a different mode. Hello, plane. Oh, am I stuck now? Oh, that sucks. What did I do? Every once in a while, I'll click on one of these buttons here, and it locks the camera. Shit. There we go. There we go. Alright. Doing this is much easier with the actual controller. Alright, we're transitioning to Charlie airspace. Whatever that means. There's South UK. There we are. About halfway through our ascent. We never did disable the ground spoilers. Disable them. So people move around the cabin. Smoke them if you got them. I never understood the smoking section of an airplane. Like, oh no, that's the smoking section, and then they close the curtain. And that doesn't really do a whole lot. Like, yeah, it's an airplane. It's an enclosed capsule. Of course, people are going to smoke more in an airplane because they get nervous on it. At least I would have. I was never of smoking age during that time. That was before my time for smoking. I was on airplanes when I was a kid. People were smoking. I remember being a smoker and going down to the Atlanta airport. The Atlanta airport has certain little sections where you can smoke in the airport, or at least they did years ago when I flew into Atlanta. I used to go to Atlanta a lot in a different career, and it'd be like this little, like a little box actually. Like, you know, you're walking down the gateway, and it's got all the different stores. It's like a store, but completely gutted. It's got these sliding doors, and you go in, and it just, you wouldn't really see anybody when you walk in. It's just a wall of smoke. Just people just puffing as quick as they could so they can catch their flight or whatever. It's, no joke, it literally was like walking into a cloud. It was like a cloud. Nothing but cigarette smoke. And once we level off, I'll go into one of those fixed camera modes. But I'm pretty sure this plane will do it too. I'm kind of tempted to try it and see if it'll do it in this plane too. Yeah, let me go ahead and try it. So right now we're about 24,000 feet. But you know what? I can check easily. Let me hang on. Let me put the HUD on outside, and that'll tell me. Let's do minimal. All right, now let's try fixed camera mode and see what happens. Let's see if we stay in climb mode. Other airplanes it kicks off. Almost every other airplane. looks like we're okay in this airplane. That's good. Almost every other airplane that I've been in lately, when you go into these kind of fixed camera modes, it kicks you off, and it just levels your flight out. Ascending or descending, it just straightens you out. Man, so this new job I started this week, I mean, we're in training for like 6 weeks. We just did week 1. And I don't want to say a whole lot of stuff just because in case somebody watches it from work, but training is excellent. The trainers are excellent. People are nice. Co-workers are nice. But man, it drives me nuts during training when people are just not paying attention and they ask the same damn question that we just went over. You know, like, all right, so what you're going to do now, guys, is go to this website and click on this link, and then the page will open, and then you click on that, and then it'll take you to where you need to go. And as soon as they finish saying it, 2 or 3 people chime in and be like, where was that again? I couldn't find it. Yeah, there's one guy that always, no matter what we're doing, can't find what we're doing. And it's, or they just ask questions that had nothing to do with what we're doing. Or we get the know-it-alls. That, okay, look, if you knew it all, you would be training right now. You wouldn't be in the training class. You would be doing the training. But you don't, and it's so confusing when they start spouting out other classmates. They start spouting out things that they think they know. And they're wrong. And it's man. You know, just shut the fuck up and just let the trainers do their job. That's why they are the trainers. Like, if you knew what you were talking about, you wouldn't be in the training class. You would be doing the training. Man, it's annoying. Alright, we're still climbing. That's good. That's surprising. Maybe that's fixed now. Alright, we're going up to 39,000 feet. Pretty sure that's what the flight plan says as well. Let's see here. 33. Oh, hang on a second. Mark is 33,000, and then we go to 39 after Mark. 33 at Mara. $33 at Leno. Oh. Alright, well let's hold off at 33,000. And then once we pass Lelna, then we can go to 39,000. Maybe because we're crossing into France. Maybe that's why we can climb higher. we can take the let's take the HUD off now that we know that it climbs while we're in fixed mode. We're getting ready to climb again. Let's put this on 39,000 now. We're getting ready to pass Lelna. So again, once we pass Lelna, we'll pull the altitude knob out again. Now, if it looks like we're not going straight, like on the line, that's because we're not, because of the wind. See, the wind's pushing us. It's at 101 knots right now. Look at that. 101 knots. Pushing on the starboard side of the airplane. So we have to angle into the wind to try to offset it. So that's why it looks like we're not going straight on the line, because we're following the route, but we need to angle ourselves a bit. Because of the wind. The wind! I turned the voices down really low, which is why you guys probably can't hear the radar contact, just because they just talk the whole time. It's annoying. I know that's how they do it in real life, but this is not real life. Alright, let's go ahead to 39,000 feet. I like looking at this while I'm flying because it gives you a good idea of what your speed should be. You know, Mach 0.76. You know, altitude that we're supposed to be at. You know, distance, ground speed, you know, what it thinks the wind will be. Any kind of wind shear. Here's Guernsey Island. One of the airplanes that I have has a special livery just for Guernsey. The Britain Norman Mark III, I think it is, or Mark 8, whatever, Mark 2, I think. Something. I know it's Mark something. I remember it because I remember, like, the Mark II suit from Iron Man. Maybe I'll watch Iron Man tonight when I'm done. The first Iron Man. Good one. 2 was okay. 3 was... First Iron Man was awesome. Oh! Son. Well, a little less windy now. 99 instead of 101, that's good. They got a cool little airport, that island. Coming up on 39,000 feet. Fuel's looking good. Looks like we have about 5 hours of fuel left. Hydraulics looking good. Electrics looking good. Pressure is looking good. Airplane's not bleeding so much, that's good. Apu from The Simpsons looking good. A little warm, but they'll be okay. That's good, all the doors are closed. That's good too. Yep, looking good. That's looking good. Vibrations are about nil. We're almost at altitude. Going up on Novan right now. Here. One thing I want to do is I'm going to look at the chart for our arrival first, and I just want to make sure that we have the correct speeds and waypoints, correct speeds and altitudes for the waypoints. So let's see here. Non-2 is... Oh, that's not right. Alright, so... Here we're going to put an altitude constraint for non-2. Now it says above 15,000 feet, but I would like to be at 15,000 feet when we get there, not at 22,000, so... Let's do that. Huh? Yeah. Hang on. Let me mute myself, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so we need to be at 15,000 feet there. That's probably going to adjust our top of descent as well, which is okay with me. And then Orbis is 11,000. So let's click on Orbis. Okay, plus 11,000. Okay, so that's good. That's correct. And we have a max of 250. That's good as well. Then we have Brilco. That is 220 and 11,000 feet. 220, 11,000. Okay, that's fine. And then what do we have after that? Then we have acceleration. And then we have the beginning of our approach. Let's check out our approach. We're doing RNAV-Z. MD 12E. We should be at 6,000 feet. Yep. And that's about 12 miles out, so I'll leave the speed alone. Alright, very good. So that works for me. Alright, so we just had to change that one. Alright, top of descent's about 360 some miles. We'll change the frequencies when we get a little closer. Alright, let's put you on... Alright, you're good there. Okay. Alright, Xbox Game Pass. Not Game Pass, Xbox gift card. Anybody need a gift card? I'm buying them. Get one for my daughter. Wants to get something. Boy, it'd be so nice with the new simulator. We can fast forward this part. Can't wait for that day. Come on, fast forward. Let's go. Come on, email. Yeah, bitch, come on. Where's my Amazon one? Where's my Amazon? Amazon. Come on, dude, do your thing. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. There we go. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. See what's happening in the news. That's always a fun subject. Well, it's less windy up here than at 33,000 feet. Deals court, deals blow to Jack Smith and classified documents. That's good. But another witch hunt for Trump. Country's going to shit, but let's get Trump. Marxist New York AG Letitia James threatens the Supreme Court of the United States. Demands they don't look at Trump's sham hush money case. Nearly 1 hour of never-before-seen 9/11 World Trade Center collapse footage surfaces 23 years. Uploader says he found his tapes while cleaning closet. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. 23 years later, you knew you were sitting on them the whole time. Social media users point to Revelation 6.8 from the Bible after Paris Olympics open up with rider on a pale horse. Oh yeah, I see that. Archaeologists just made a sensational discovery at site where Christ was resurrected. Oh man, it never gets old watching how stupid people are on the left. I was on the left for many years. Until I woke up. Now, I'm not on the right either. I'm just not on the left. I'm like in the middle. Construction workers at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem discovered a long-lost medieval altar that historians previously believed had been destroyed in a fire back in 1808. The marble piece weighing several tons had been placed in the public access hallway. Local scholars have dated the altar to 1149 based on its unique inscriptions. Wow. That's cool. Wow, that is disgusting. A YouTuber was arrested for deliberately derailing trains just so he could get views. Wow. I hope he never gets out of jail. He is super stupid. Alright, let's increase the sim speed. Let's click N twice. Wow, a teenage YouTuber has been arrested after allegedly derailing trains in Nebraska to gain views on his YouTube channel. A 17-year-old teenager has been charged with 2 felony counts of criminal mischief after allegedly derailing trains and filming them. Video titled "The Most Insane Video I've Ever Taken" featured a train in Bennett, Nebraska being derailed. Wow. He reported it to authorities, but the authorities later obtained a search warrant to seize the teen's cell phone, and which led to his arrest. Wow. That's crazy, man. Such a stupid thing to do. Oh, accounting errors. The Pentagon's Ukraine aid accounting errors reached $8.2 billion. Jesus. Jesus. Pennsylvania State Teachers Union accused of laundering $1.5 million in union dues to bankroll the governor's campaign back in 2022. Wow. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. It might not be looking like we're going 4x, but we are. It's either 2x or 4x. I mean, I thought it was 1 time and then 2 times. Like each time you hit the buttons, like 1x more. But when I was flying the DC-6, the PMDG DC-6, when I hit the button once, it went to 2x, which makes sense. Then I hit it again and it went to 4x. So I don't know. I don't know if it's 3x we're in right now or 4x, but we're definitely going fast. Oh, let's slow down. We're coming to a waypoint. Let's slow down. Damn. Police investigating after a 13-year-old basketball player is reported stomping an opponent's head mid-game. Jesus, man. What's wrong with kids nowadays, man? What's wrong with these kids? Somebody needs to talk to these kids. Alright, I think we're going to have to start here, descending here, not too distant future. I'm not going to do it right when they say, because they always have us descending where we need to put the speed brakes on. Like, riding the speed brakes on the way down, so we're not going to fully listen to them. We're going to do our own thing. We might go down 40, maybe 30, 40 miles early from what this is right here. Alright, now that we leveled out again, we can click N 2 times. Well, I have it programmed for the letter N for speeding and letter V for decreasing. There's no reason behind those buttons. It was just something that I don't know. I just did it because they weren't already bound to anything else that I needed. So you can use whatever buttons you want. Alright, we're going to D-Log. Which is right here. Right up yonder. Breast center, generic. I can't believe nobody's watching tonight, man. It's Friday night. What y'all doing? What's more important than watching me? Nobody's commenting, nobody's watching. What's up, dude? I'm gonna cry. Nobody watching my channel. I'd be flying anyways. Even if y'all weren't watching, I'd be flying. I'd be doing this right now. We're playing Construction Simulator. Probably watching LOLCal Live, which is an amazing podcast. LOLCal Live, or DSP the Tractor Channel, Boss Man Jack the Tractors. Could be watching the Bikini Channel, where it's just girls modeling bikinis all, round the clock for 24 hours a day. That's a great channel. That Bikini Channel, and the channel I found recently where they're in bikinis, exercising, like doing yoga and working out. That's a fabulous channel. Fabulous channel for research for the R&D team here at the house. Or the B&A team, the breast and ass. Breast and ass. So I usually slow down when we come up the waypoints, regardless of the turn. This speed increase, it makes me very nervous when you go through a turn in this increased speed, so I usually slow it down. The 737 will slow down automatically and then speed back up again automatically, but this plane not so much. After D-Log, we'll be in Madrid airspace. We got Vadix. And then Santander. And then we start descending. So we'll descend before we get to the end of Santander, probably. Alright, let's slow down again. Let's hit the V button twice. Yep. That's what the flight plan said. It said Madrid airspace.
Madrid Center, IBE 3181, flight level 390.
Bye. Love you. I started getting into No Man's Sky again after this latest update. Man, that game is actually pretty fun again. It's not something I can sit and play for hours, but I like the new update. It's a pretty good update. The water looks great. The jetpack now looks phenomenal when you're using it. Clouds look really good. The clouds almost look like clouds from this game, which is awesome. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing, do your... Alright, there's Vadix. What do we got left to descend? Right, we're coming up on descent. I am descending early. Santander, Titan. Yeah, you see it has us descending after Titan, but here Titan is 33,000. Should probably change that. See if that changes our. I probably should change that in the beginning. I didn't notice it until just now. Yeah, that changed. See, about 40 miles. That's what I said. Alright, then we'll leave, we'll let the plane descend on its own, then we'll... I mean, we still have to activate it, so we'll probably still go a little early. But that makes me feel better now that Titan is correct. Radis. Radis is 33,000 also. Radis and Nia. probably plug in 33,000 feet now. Descend here, right about 10 miles. See the arrow up here, but I don't trust it. There's Spain. There's a big old mountain range right there. Look at that. Look at that thing right there. Look at that big old mountain. All right. We got until descent. I am kind of tempted to leave it. You know what? Let's leave it and see what happens. Let's descend when we get to the arrow. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing. Should be turning here. After we level out from turning, we'll go back to the cockpit. We'll plug in the info for landing. Plug in the VOR station and the course. That way we can have some instrument, radar guidance for landing. All right, here's our turn to the SNR, I think. Santander. Wait until we level out, then we'll go back up front. All right, very good. Comes our top of descent marker. Oh shit, my bad. Hit the autopilot off button. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's get ready to pull the plug, so to say. Alright, there we go. There's top of descent. See how we got our altitude and constraints there? That's because we have this constraint button clicked on. We would have waypoint, then it would pull up waypoints. VOR would pull up VORs where we have constraint pulled on. This is where it's saying we should be at 33,000 feet. Alright, let's plug in our VOR station. You're reading my mind, computer. Alright, well, let's plug in the info for landing. So right now, at Madrid, it is 10:13. The temperature right now is 15. The wind right now is blowing 6 knots, 130 degrees, so 135. Oh, it just changed. Alright, 130 by 2. Our transition altitude is, let's see here, transition altitude is 13,000 feet. And our decision height is 209. Full. Alright, now let's go to nav. Let's type in here BRA. We got BRA 116.45, that's correct, and we need a force of 180. There we go. Let's take this down to 21,000 feet. One on. So far, so good. after NIA, get down to about 15,000 feet. That's for non-2. Put this on progress. We're going to level out, it looks like. When we get a little closer to NIA, we'll send down to about 15,000 feet. Alright, there's 21,000. Got about 19 miles to NIA. Alright, plug in 15,000 feet. Get a little closer and we'll start descending. Wait till we're about, well, I guess we, alright, let's pull this out again. Let's get down to 15,000. By the time we get to no tub. Jeez, this thing is set really fast. I need to go down that fast. Come on, guys. We're not going to be able to slow down when we go that fast. Having this arrow here or some sort of indicator really helps figuring out like what your vertical speed should be. So we can go down about 1,200 feet. Probably go a little bit. Just 1,000 go. Should be okay. That way we went over speed either. All right. Very good. The ground's really cool looking, isn't it? Those colors and shapes. Still holding good. We're very close. Non-2 is the entrance to the arrival. If we can time this so we don't have to stop descending, that would be even better. Because we need to get down to 11,000 by here. And we have a deceleration area as well. I'm almost getting ASMR, man. I'm like here nodding out. But just stay awake. Don't listen to the sounds of the engines anymore. Just stay awake. Do not go to sleep. I repeat, do not go to sleep. There's a direction for our DOR station. Trying to get us right at 15,000 feet there, so we can just go right from 15 right on down to 11. Now, we don't really have to do this. You know what I mean? Like, we could just let the airplane do its thing, but I'm trying to stay as close to the charts as I can. You know, it's a simulator, so you can really play it however you really want to. And we only have about 25 miles. I'm sorry, we have about 14 miles to get down to 11,000 feet. So we don't really have time to play around. We got to pretty much dive on down. So now it is above 11,000. So we really don't have to be down at 11,000 by there. We have until Rilco to get down to 11,000. So we do have some time. We really have until this waypoint to be down to 11,000. But descending at a slower pace certainly help us when we need to get down to 250 knots here coming up. Yeah, see, it's got us getting down to 11,000 by there. Let's go ahead and slow that down a bit. Maybe not that much. Let's put our seatbelt signs back on. Let's put our landing lights on. Let's let the flight attendants know what's happening. Traffic coming. All right. Descending down to 240, 250 knots right now. All right, we're about 60 miles now from the runway. Do a 10-mile radius around the airport. All right, let's do our own speed. Let's do there. Okay, let's look at our RNAV approach here. Wilco. Mandatory 6,000 feet. Oh, max 7,000, mandatory 6,000 from Lula. Okay. All right, let's put our landing LS. We have some mountains to worry about. We should stay above them, no problem. Let's put this on 100. next waypoint, we need to be at 10,500 feet. After, at least that's what it looks like on the chart here. I don't know if the chart's going to match what these waypoints are showing here. It should. It's been good so far, but never know. Let's arm our brakes for landing. Alright, let's get down to 220. Yeah, this doesn't have the same waypoints. I should have plugged the waypoints in before we took off. I think we'll be okay, but we're missing quite a few waypoints around here on this descent. So about 1,000, about 1,200 feet per minute. Looks like it should put us right at 6,000. Alright, let's put a little bit of flaps down. Flaps 1. Quick approach. We may have to click it and click it again, but disarm it and rearm it when the glide path shows up, but we'll get there when we get there. Now usually there's an RNP for the landing. I don't see one, which is why I didn't plug it in, but usually there's a required navigation performance, but I don't see it anywhere on the chart, so 20 miles. Alright, we should be making our turn here coming up. Alright, we're on final. Looks like it's descending on its own. Very good. We'll let the speed do its own thing. Let's put our gear down. Our big beautiful airport. Let's arm the speed brakes. Let's put flaps down. Flaps full. Check the cabin. That's what it says on the screen. Alright, now everything's in green here. Within our 10-mile circle. Final approach. There we go. We got autopilot 1 and 2 taken care of. I know in an ILS landing it makes a difference. I don't know about this type of landing. Steady, laddie. Steady. Hand on the yoke.
1,000.
I don't know how far this takes us down. Let's see. I think it's like 500 over or 100 over, something like that. So the landing altitude's about 2,000 feet, so... I know with an ILS, it'll take us down all the way. I don't know if it does it in real life, but in the simulator it does. When you have autopilot 1 and 2 armed, it'll take you down all the way. Maybe it's 100 over. It takes off. I could have sworn the RNAV landing kicks you off. A couple hundred.
200. 100.
No, it's taking us all the way down. Look at that.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard 10, 5.
Very good. Abaraka Bagara. Hopefully they'll show us where to go, because I don't know where this is. If we can't figure it out, we'll just park anywhere we want. No, can I get some assistance, please? Somebody tell me which way to go. Give me some arrows. We'll just make our own parking spot. Alright, we'll just make our own parking spot. Usually there's arrows around. Let's go over near the main airport. Bagara. We'll park over at one of those gates right there. Whoa, bitch. Whoa. All right, put the chocks in place. Let's get the gateway going. Oh yeah, we're here. Anyways, all right, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did that. Well, I guess say I'm glad I did it. Nobody joined me tonight. Nobody loves me anymore. Nobody loves me anymore. Nobody wants to come fly with me on a Friday night. You guys would rather be out having fun on Friday nights than hanging out with me. What's up with that? What's up with that? Any 777 yet? No 777. Any updates on the contents? Nope, just what I did earlier. All right, very good. Well, that's about it, my friends. My friend from Spain, I hope you enjoyed this. This was all for you, my friend. Anything else you have a question on, hit me up in the comments like you did before. Everybody else, I will see you next time I see you. Probably sometime tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm going to be online doing something tomorrow, that's for sure. And that's about it, my friends. I hope you all have a good Friday night, Saturday morning, and don't forget to tip the bartender on the way out. I will see you later, my friends. See ya!